Hey, this is Dylan. Just wanted to make a little video showing you how to mod this retractable blade Scotch tape gun into something that's a little more useful. If you're like me, you probably went to the store and bought this thing thinking it's just any old tape gun, and when you tried to rip some tape, you couldn't because you had to pull out the blade first. Now that's really annoying for taping anything other than a flat box. So rather than return it, I'm just going to show you a quick little mod to turn this into kind of like an on-off switch. Alright, to start, all you're going to need is a Phillips head screwdriver. This takes no other tools or parts or anything like that. I'm just going to start by taking the tape out. Alright, and really quickly, all we're going to do is take this plastic guard off. That's really all you have to do to do this quick mod. There is a second step that's optional that I'll show you in a minute, but really all we're going to do is take this plastic guard off and tighten these screws. And this you can just get rid of. So now what we have left is this metal tongue, or at least that's what I'm calling it. If you look on the back, you'll see the exit holes for these screws. There's this aluminum, I presume, bar right behind it. That's actually going to play into our switch part. Now when that plastic piece is in here, it adds enough thickness that when you screw the screws in all the way, they are flush with the back of this, because the bottom of the screws are flat. But if we tighten them all the way in now, they're going to butt up against the aluminum bar. And so they'll sit with the bottom of the screw right against the bar. And when you retract the blade, it'll round over the edge of the bottom of the screw. And that's going to kind of create the like on-off. So let's just put these back in. And it's really that simple. Now you can see it's kind of like a switch, and it stays out, which is what we want. Now over time, presumably this will either wear out the screws or this bar. Suppose you could just loosen the bar and rotate it, or get new screws. I'm not concerned about that. So yeah, and there's one more step we can do that I'm going to show you, and that's take out the spring. Because when you pull out the blade like this, you can kind of tell that it wants to go back in, and I don't want that happening while I'm trying to use it. So I'm going to take out the spring, and I'll show you what that does. To do that, I find it's easiest to take the this drum off. Now to take this off, there's another cylinder inside this one that the screws are screwed into. So you're going to have to get like a smaller screwdriver to stick in there and hold it, which I have to find. Okay, hopefully this works. Yeah, you see it's a cylinder inside, and that's what the screws go into. So if you don't stop this from rotating, then you can't take the other screw out. Anyway, so the spring is just right in here. It's really just on this peg and then butted up against the back of that, so it's really easy to just pop out there. And now I'll just put this back on. Really easy. And now why I like doing that is the one drawback is when the blade isn't extracted, it still slides in and out. Who cares? But now when you open it, it just registers a lot more clearly, and there's nothing that's going to stop it from going back in other than flipping that tongue over. So yeah, that's my modification for this really annoying Scotch tape gun. It's not perfect, but it's making lemonade out of a lemon. You can at least tear it off without having to press it against whatever you are taping. That's it. I'm Dylan. Stick around, I might have more stupid little tips for things like this. Have fun taping.